Hi, everyone. So this is my first time being the SAT coordinator for my district, and I had a lot of trial by fire with a size of 300 students testing yesterday for the August 24th administration. There were a lot of things that I tried to figure out on my own, and I wish I had found this amazing Facebook group before last night after I had figured just a lot of the stuff out on my own, and it would have been great. But one thing that I struggled with was that there were ways that I wanted to take the roster room directory from College Board and manipulate it in various ways to help my proctors, to help at our check-in table, to help in my tech support rooms, for example. And I was frustrated that it was just a PDF that was a 13-page document of all of the students coming to our testing site yesterday. In my everyday life with the district, I am an instructional technology coach, so I'm always looking for tech solutions to things. And I forgot until last evening, with the hustle and bustle of the first week of school happening the same week as my first SAT administration. Just forgot about this amazing site. So I want to share it with you. I am still working through posts in that Facebook group. And so I saw one that somebody had posted about room rosters, and somebody was saying, they just like copied and pasted it into an Excel spreadsheet, which is actually what I did as well. So time consuming, and I wish I had remembered this trick ahead of time. So maybe this video will help you for future SAT administrations. This is not going to be a how-to video on using Excel, but simply a super easy way to take that kind of cumbersome PDF from College Board and convert it into an Excel spreadsheet to be able to use. And I'll give you a couple examples of how I would have liked to have used it yesterday and how I plan to use it moving forward. So, the first thing I need is a roster. So this is a demo roster that I created this morning using sci-fi character names because obviously I'm not going to use a roster of real student names for a demo video. So here is just a one-page roster with student names and room numbers from College Board. This is the exact format that you would have seen if you had downloaded a room directory / roster from your test day toolkit coordinator side. And again, this was a 13-page document, and it made a lot of things frustrating that I am so excited to make easier on my next administration. So there is this amazing website called smallpdf.com that can do so many awesome things to make your life easier. And for SAT coordinators with that just bulky, cumbersome PDF, here's some magic you can do. So just a note, I do not log in. I do not even create a free trial. You can come to smallpdf.com and simply use the tools that they have here. So if I come up here to tools, I'm going to come over to convert from PDF. You can convert that to a Word document, but for me, the real magic was converting my room directory and roster to an Excel spreadsheet. And that will take you to this screen. You can either choose a file, or if you have it open like I do, I can just drag my roster over here and drop it inside. And now it is converting a PDF to an Excel spreadsheet. Because I already did this, I am not going to download it, but you would just download it, open it up, it would launch it into Excel to do what I'm about to show you. So when I open up my document, this is what I see. It has converted that PDF to an Excel spreadsheet, making every piece of information its own separate cell, which is amazing. So I see my column for count, my column for names, my column for rooms. And then I can do anything that I want to this. For me, the magic is applying some filters here. So I selected count, name, room, and up here at the top, I'm going to sort and filter and go down to the word filter. And that is going to apply a filter to each of my columns. For example, name. When I made up this list, they're not in alphabetical order. Obviously, your room directory from College Board will be in alphabetical order, but here on this filter, I have a drop down and I can sort this from A to Z. And now it is in alphabetical order. My count, the number is still next to the name, the room is still next to the name. So pretty cool. But the real magic for me is being able to filter this by rooms. So again, the person who posted in Facebook asking about being able to print a room roster for their proctors, the copying pasting method, there's other things that you can do. This is such a fast way to be able to print a roster for each of your proctors. So I can, instead of selecting all, I can choose, I just want my list for C147. I hit OK. And now I would see all of the students who are testing in room C147. And then I can add columns however you do your administration, however you kind of work your testing rooms. For example, I might add a column here that says cell phone collected. And every student that has to put their cell phone either in a basket or on the table at the front of the room, however you do it at your test center, you can have a column there for your proctors to very easily check off which students had to lay a cell phone in the cell phone collection area. Whatever you might want to do. And some proctors just like to have a paper copy of the names of the students in their room. I know it's all in Test Aid Toolkit, but I'm sure that you have some proctors who maybe are a little old school and like a piece of paper, or not even old school. They just want it on a piece of paper. Another thing that you could do is, instead of keeping the count from College Board, you could have a column here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is maybe how you assign seats on your seating chart. Whatever you want to do, you would be able to manipulate this information for your proctors. Another thing that I wanted to be able to do that might be very unique to my test center is that our building has a first floor and a second floor, and I had to use rooms on the first floor and the second floor. So I really would have liked to have had a directory of just the students on each of those floors, because students were instructed to stay on their testing floors, because there were bathrooms on each testing floor and we had a tech support room on each testing floor. Very lucky to be able to do that. Working in the technology department, I was able to pull some strings, but I would have liked to have been able to sort my giant roster of 300 students by testing floor. Then I could print a directory of all of the students on the first floor to have in, for example, my tech support room. And I could have added an extra column here for loaner laptop. Again, we're very, very lucky. We have a very supportive administration, very supportive tech department, and they bought us 50 loaner laptops for digital testing, year round, like digital testing things. So the PSAT, the SAT, AP exams, keystones in the state of Pennsylvania, anything that could come up. We now have 50 dedicated testing laptops with a generic login that we can loan to our own students for in-school testing, but also on these SAT administrations. And it would have been really nice to have a column here so that my technicians could have very easily checked off laptop loaned, laptop returned. We could have an irregularities column. So with a place to put notes. So if there was a student, if John Carter came in and there was an irregularity, my technician could have marked that here without having to take the time to write down the student's name and any of that information. And sometimes having the name and room number is helpful if we have to go back and check on things. So this would be really great for that part of the process that I didn't have yesterday, but I will have moving forward. So all kinds of things you might think of that you would like to have an Excel spreadsheet to manipulate the information from the PDF that you get from College Board. And I just wanted to share this with you in case you didn't know how to work this magic. Now you do. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that maybe you can have this hashtag that I made up for this thumbnail, making my SAT coordinator life simpler. Moving forward with this really easy to use website to take that uh, PDF and convert it to an Excel spreadsheet very, very easily to use however you would like to use it. Have a great day.